Welcome to another episode of Mirror Finance. Today we're going to talk about lumber prices. It's the spotlight of our video. And how can lumber prices provide us information about the cost and what that entails for real estate development? So don't forget to subscribe and let's start. We're going to review cash prices and then we're going to review future prices and we're going to explain the difference. So to understand the importance of lumber, we can understand that oil, especially in mirror finance, oil for us is considered a prime commodity, a prime necessity, because it allows the humankind to really exploit machines for efficiency, for more power, and for a better welfare of society. But as oil enriches people, it enriches productivity, and it enriches countries, lumber is more important because you cannot build a house with oil. You cannot build a boat with oil. You cannot build factories with oil. You need lumber before oil. So lumber is very important in construction because it's key in the development of costs. You can see here in the graph, for example, as of the end of quarter 2 in 2024, was trading around $445. This is per 1,000 board feet of lumber. And you can see the big spike in 2022 during the pandemic, where there was a lot of issues in the commodity space due to supply chain, but we're also going to see a lot of demand for DIY projects, do it yourself. So this is our review of the prices. So lumber has decreased $126 per 1,000 board feet, or 22% year to date. So there is less demand from the biggest user of lumber, which is home improvement projects. Now, we cannot corroborate the market share because there were different sources and we don't want to give false information. So we understand that home improvement was the first in every single of those sources, but we couldn't see what the market share is for home improvement versus new construction versus factories and so forth. But we can see that there's few newer single family homes. But we also see that the trend is that construction is going to keep in a good, healthy pace. So I think stabilization is the key word for lumber prices. We are not in the camp that lumber is going to crash, and we are not in the camp that lumber is going to increase to 2021, 2022 levels, or 2023, even in the beginning. I think we're going to see these kind of prices around the same for a few months. So the total sale of do-it-yourself lumber yards in the United States from 2013 to 2027 shows that this is consistent with 2022 prices. You can see in 2022, 145.1 billion in sales for lumber, and then 2023 dropped to 137, so back to like 2021, and then again 2024 141, and then it's projected that by the next years we can see again similar numbers than 2022, which is consistent, right, to the prices that we saw. Now, there is also an important aspect that we are seeing different reduction in producer price index by commodity, non-residential building construction. This is important because non-residential, which is mostly commercial or leisure, it's also a key component, but it's not the main. The main is, of course, residential. But as you can see, this is the percentage change from a year ago. You can see, again, 2022, all the way up almost to 25%. Now, since January, we are down 2-3%. So it's consistent that we can see a decrease in prices, and it's also lumber as the main guider of that decline. You can see also total construction spending percent change from a year ago. Again, we're down 6%. We are 6% up, but you can see also how in 2022 you could see the increase to almost 17% year over year. Now we can see slump. This year it has picked up, but you can see the hires are lower. So we're going to see construction spending around 3 to 5% for the next years. It would be consistent with different cycles, but I think that's what we're going to see. And why do I say that? Because we see that new privately owned housing units under construction is down 5%, negative 5%, which is not surprising, right? A lot of people in 2022 start buying, a lot of companies start building new houses. So you can see the big jump, almost 2022, 26% increase. But at the end of 2023 and 2024, we can see decline. So in one sense, we see an increase in spending, slowing down, but also in new units under construction, definitely going negative. So that's going to give stability to the prices. And it's funny because if people will have waited until now, then maybe lumber wouldn't have been so driven by supply chain, but mostly by actually supply and demand. I think the demand was really strong and the supply was terrible. Now the demand is still strong, but the supply is off, which actually made the prices go down. But the demand is still there. You can see here also the price index by commodity. So the construction materials also down slightly, 1.4%. So overall, the story across all the indicators show a decline in prices, a decline in construction. You can see also here, as we said, this is the other problem, right? That we saw in 2022, the big increase in marine cargo handling, so the movement of containers by prices. And again, we're seeing in 2024 increasing dramatically, which poses a small threat to the prices. So the supply chain, the demand is still strong, but the construction is going down. But again, supply in marine cargo handling is going up. So it's like they're fighting, the supply and demand are fighting to see which one wins. And that's why we think the stabilization will come. And you can see the World Container Index, assessed by Druid. It shows basically your container prices. Again, 2022 was extremely high. Now again, 2024 is increasing, but not to the same level. But this also can pose price pressure into different commodities. So and this is where the key comes. So lumber futures, and we see there is a stabilization. So lumber cash and lumber futures, there is a big difference for those that don't know. Lumber cash is basically what you go and buy today. But lumber futures, you can also say, all right, maybe in 6 months, this is where the price is. So the market thinks, and we have placed the futures, so the blue line is the lumber's cash at 464. The 506 is to December, and the 569 is to next July. So 1 year contract, 5 month contract, and spot. You can see the future prices are higher by around 12%. This means that traders and the market trading prices are going to go up. But you can see how, for example, the December contracts are also trending down. So it shows that the price is stabilizing downwards, but it's still in the future is going to be higher than the spot. So that means there's still that contagion, there's still that price pressure from, supply, and still demand is still strong. But that's where I see that there is a stabilization. There is not a big change. There is not a big swing that the prices are going to go up, and there is not going to be a crash because construction is still strong. So if we keep going, look at this, the real estate loans, commercial real estate loans, it has gone down, terrible. Commercial real estate is terrible, it's just imploding, basically. So that puts some alleviation in the price of lumber. But the construction jobs that were added in the last report is 27,000. It's to an all-time high. So that just shows the incredible strength of construction still. If there is construction job, that means there's more construction. Maybe not in commercial real estate, maybe it's not in residential, because we also saw that residential is coming back. Maybe there's other participants, and I think the participants could be in what we see, data centers, in logistics, in warehouses. So I think the market from lumber was really focused in residential and commercial, but I think the price and the demand is coming from other sources. So I think overall, because of construction going up, that means construction is going to be there. prices of lumber will stabilize upwards. Supply chain issues still, prices are going up in freight, so those prices are up. But in the residential space, which is the biggest contributor to lumber demand, is trending down. So there could be that, stability that we see. So I think lumber will start trading around 450 to 500 for the next 3 months, and I think 2025, as we see more and more jobs data and information, we can start giving an approach. But I think lumber is not going to crash. It's not going to go bananas all the way up. So let us know what you think, and thank you for watching.